Why is 6 afraid of 7? Because 7 is a registered 6 offender. Hello again, YouTube. I've got another video made just for you. If you like this content, the best thing I can ask you to do is just make sure you like the video and comment down below. But I gotta meet you halfway. So in the last video, we put a 500 like goal, and I said we make a show match happen. And one of the top voted names to have in said show match was Gumiho. Now, this is unfortunately not that show match. We have a lot of stuff coming up for the Twitch side of things here for the next week or so with the Ting Open, but I will be looking to trying to set this up. So I'm kind of meeting you halfway by getting you the requested player and a game from the recent IEM qualifiers. Now, I'm not actually supposed to have this replay, so please don't tell the IEM police on me, okay? But I thought we'd get a game in, so let's get to it. Spawning here in the bottom left, it is, of course, the Red Terran, the Korean badass himself, Gumiho. And as put at the top right, the young blue Terran, it's Reynor, coming from Italia, Italy. Reynor, of course, has been on my radar. It was almost actually a year ago, a little bit less than a year ago, but close to a year ago, he just set a crazy record with that 10-0 run for People Images King of the Hill. It was a lot of fun to cast that too, by the way, but as we all know, Gumiho is Gumiho. This guy has never really waned in power. He's always been at the top of the Korean list of everything, and he's so fun to watch because when Mech was ruined by Blizzard, Gumiho was forced to go play Bio. But then they made Mech viable again, and Gumiho was able to go right back to it. And I don't know what playstyle he particularly favors right now, but I gotta tell you, anytime Gumiho has the opportunity to go Mech, I think he'll usually take that chance for that opportunity. But as I said, this is from the recent IEM qualifiers. This is actually a best of 3, but this is just one isolated game in that best of 3. Just wanted to grab a match, guys, while we could. So, excuse me, this is... Hey, Rifki, you could probably edit this out, right? Yeah, but I'm a one-take man. I'm like Calculon. Sorry about that, guys. Anyhow, anyway, Reynor's just opened up fairly standard, actually, which I do want to note, going off of his vision, a little bit of extra scouting just to make sure there wasn't going to be a proxy Rax or anything of the like, as that is particularly likely to happen in best of series. But if this was like a singular ladder game, it might be a different mentality going into it. But anyways, 3 CCs has been put down pretty quick by Gumiho. This will be a very key scout here for Reynor, who does have Overlord speed starting in the production tab as we speak. I've mentioned this in a couple of casts, but Reynor is one of the few who's very diligent about scouting, and in doing so, goes for faster Overlord speed to make sure he gets all the information he needs to be able to tell what his opponent's doing. And I think especially against a player like Gumiho, that's a good call, as is a dude where you need to know, are you playing against Mech or Bio? And oh, he almost gets the full surround of the Reaper. That would have been really nice. But Overlord speed, finishing up here in a few seconds. He'll dip into the main base. He'll see the 3rd CC, and that's where this gets really question marky, because Reynor could trigger this into an all-in. Several Zerg players have a pretty clear mentality that if a Terran player's gone for that 3rd CC, then that's so much money that they're not going to have in the defense, so it's best to all-in. And he's made several lings, but I do believe these are defensive, and I think even if he scouts that 3rd CC, which, by the way, he has now with the Overlord, without having prior put down a Roach Warren, lings are just kind of a bit weak. He could totally control the natural base if he wanted to, but I don't think it'd be worth the investment. So for Reynor's sake, you may just see this instead as a bit of a safety flag to himself play more macro, allowing him to just get ahead the best he can the way Zerg know how. But Overlord comes in for the 2nd pass. It's still not really confirmed what tech path this will be yet, and I love the Viking coming out here quick out of Gumiho, actually. Normally, a Marine on the ground or 2 is nothing close to enough to push these Overlords out of scouting. And Gumiho now actually can mess with Reynor a little bit. If he wants to swap over and go Mech, if he just wants to use this for a tank opening, like, I'm really curious how this plays out. I think it's going to be Bio. I'm just going to lean in that direction for now, but it's my boy Gumiho, so I'm going to pray for otherwise. Baneling Nest does start up here for Reynor. This will be pretty effective against either style early on, whether it's, you know, clearing out the Hellbats or whether it's dealing with the Marines. But another Overlord goes down. Not such a bad supply block. Another Overlord on the way. He's heading right to the main base with this one, trying so badly to confirm what the playstyle of his opponent will be. I think there's a very distinct lack of Hellions. And if this Overlord gets in deep enough to see that they swapped the factory over, I think that'll be enough for him to know that's not going to be Mech necessarily. But realistically, until another building gets placed down, and it is going to be Mech, by the way, that Overlord is just barely going to see this. Oh, big scout out of Reynor. This is huge. So I'm wrong about the bio. Just to explain my thought process on this, I would have assumed that, I guess the argument could be Stim should have started sooner if it was going to be bio. So actually, I'm probably super duper wrong, but I thought that with so few Hellions, there was just no chance that he was really going to invest in this direction of things. Marine tank is not bad, but like, why invest in Marines if you're not going for bio? The strange thing to see. But okay, so regardless of the question marks, Gumiho's going Mech, and Reynor's fully aware of it with that scout. And Overseer's going to come back because he wants to keep diligently scouting, and I actually like that too. He'll pop in the main, maybe have a contaminate or two somewhere along the way, but for now there's actually that awkward push. It's not that powerful because the Marines aren't upgraded, but it's still protected. Lings can't deal with this. Reynor doesn't at the moment have a great source of units. The Hellbats can wash off the Lings, no problem. The only question is whether the Banelings get wiped out or not first. If the Banelings get in there and can kill the Hellbats, then the Lings can surround the tanks, and that's not a problem. But with Banshees to the south, that tank push looming to the north, I guess he's pulling back with it now. This was possibly a really good attack out of Gumiho had he found the openings, I guess, he was looking for. Several queens have been made too. We do have Cyclones coming out behind this. This sort of mobile, like, I guess, mobility has always been a bit of a weakness for Mech, so this Cyclone style does, of course, not suffer that same weakness. Cyclones will also do really good at helping your air support later too. They just melt Corruptors out of the sky. But for now, yeah, we're gonna focus on Cyclones. We're gonna see some Hellions, I guess. 2 more factories coming up too. Continued Banshee production is actually really interesting, as the first couple haven't really done much. So here comes in for another scout. Lock-on plus a Viking. Probably going to kill it. Reynor struggling just a bit here to deal... Oh, maybe not. I didn't think he'd get that out, but not only does the Overseer escape the clutches of the lock-on, he makes it to the main base too. Seeing so many more factories come down. Now, roaches are being made, sure, but it's more about this hive that's coming down pretty quick. Nice round here to the 4th base. It's a cancel, not a kill. But the hive comes down really quick, and that's where it's really important, because there's a couple of different things that happen for Zerg nowadays. It's not quite the same that we've seen like in the past in terms of responding to Mech, because Vipers are no longer a gimme, right? You've got these Cyclones with Manifold Accelerator that just melt armored units, and sadly Vipers are classified under armored units, so it's... Ooh, this was a nice attempt at a pretty big attack. Gets caught so early though. Tanks, Banshees, this doesn't even kill a depot. That was really unfortunate. But going back to the point I was saying prior, yeah, Vipers are just going to get shot out of the sky in a lot of these situations. Roaches as well are kind of fodder, but it's a lot less about Roaches and a lot more about the Ravagers. And at the moment, I'm not seeing any come out of Reynor. We also have double Stargate. Whoa. Double starports, not Stargates, excuse me, we got Protoss on the brain, and a fusion core coming up. So I'm thinking, leaning towards battlecruisers, but Liberators could be an option here too. I'm thinking Liberators make a lot more sense, but of course battlecruisers are just so popular amongst everybody right now. Either way, 4 Vipers do start up immediately for Reynor, so more power to you if you can get these to work. It is going to be Liberators, by the way, guys. Liberator range in production at the moment. I like these continue to expand. His creep's a little bit weak sauce, but he's making up for that with the Queens now to the south with a lot of extra timbers. Big push to the top side with these Hellies. Blue Flame just finished up. Same with Manifold Accelerator. So these units have got all their big damage upgrades minus their actual like +1, which is about halfway done at the moment. The Banshee support in the sky is a little strange because, again, it's not something you so typically see, but there's about 3 of them. You got 5 Liberators being produced at a time right now. Wow. Also did not quite catch this, but there was a nice move out of Reynor. He had contaminated the Liberator range, meaning A, he knows about it, and B, he actually stalled it out for a small period of time, which is cool to see. This gives him a little bit of extra time to build up that Hydra count. I mean, even without range, those Liberators are still going to be very deadly. There's not really a lot of reliable sources of anti-air here, but I think the odd Abduct, the odd Parasitic Bomb, paired up with these Hydralisks, should get the job done. Nice use of those Marines from earlier, I guess, cleaning up some of the creep tumors alongside those Banshees. Pushing forward now, it's a little awkward. He's going to abduct the Cyclones. Gumiho not paying attention for the wrong moment. Such big units. Oh, he's going to grab the Banshees too. He's got detection. 2 fall, and Reynor actually gets a really nice engagement there. As the Vipers continue to look forward, there's quite a bit on the ground here, but a Blinding Cloud will take care of the Planetary, and the Chokes make it so these Cyclones can't, and the Hellions, they can't really get in to get their optimum damage done. In fact, Gumiho's own base layout here with the extra CCs is kind of screwing him over. They'd be feeling a little bit greedy too, going for 2 command centers like that here on the front lines. Another one down here to the south just finished up. But Reynor's not going to commit to that engagement. He backs away. He's on 2-2 for upgrades as well. Sorry, I've been focusing a lot on Gumiho's tech this game. But yeah, Reynor's up on 2-2 for upgrades. He's got everything he really needs here for the Hydras. Actually, no, excuse me, not everything. Groove Spines is about 1/4 of the way done. Speed's always the bigger upgrade nowadays anyways, but... Ooh, these Hellions coming here with that blue flame. The Queens can take the hits. The Hydras can't, so he's got to be a little bit careful. Trying to knock down these rocks, too, to open up extra pathways. Reynor's creep has constantly been thwarted to this game. Like, just a few moments ago, we had panned down here. Should have put down like 5 or 6 tumors at a time, and those are all gone. A single Liberator looks to do a bit of denial here to the mining, but Reynor's quick to respond. Builds another Spore Crawler. I like that. Hydras, I don't think can take this. Nope. Ooh, big rumbling with the Hellions. You can certainly kill these Roaches, but it's not about the Roaches, it's about these drones and a lot of larvae. Oh my god, I think like 20 larvae just died. Reynor's maxed out, luckily, so it's not going to hurt him here, but losing 12 drones certainly stings, bring him down to 67. Was this, actually, I didn't check, was this made with Gameheart? It was. Tournament broadcast. Hey. Reynor's income, though, fantastic over the last few minutes, so it's not really too big of an issue that he lost some drones just now, but it certainly doesn't help his case for winning this game. Big scan goes down. The Vipers are poised and ready. A couple of good abducts, but god, that's a lot of Liberators. Doesn't even have enough abducts to grab them all. 13 Liberators still in the sky. Backing away from this really is the only option. Continued harassment on the top side. We got some Cyclones hitting Reynor up in his hatchery. Just going to completely focus down the base. Transfuse desperately goes into it, but these Cyclones are dealing 800 damage over 14 seconds each. Oh, that hatchery still dies. Tried its best. Cleans up the Cyclones at least. Topside's got a Liberator being very obnoxious, grabbing some more of those drone kills, and Reynor, you know, he just finished replacing these, losing another 9 already so quickly. Not a good feeling here for our Zerg. Gumiho starting to get some missile turrets down on the front line too. I like this a lot, actually. This will help zone out some of the, I guess not, it won't stop the Vipers from coming in, but it will at least create a cost for Reynor to dive in with those Vipers. You know, okay, you'll still get those abducts off, but instead you'll probably lose 1 or 2 to the possible missile turrets, which is kind of a cool move. I like it. Hellions to the center getting caught. Reynor being very active. I don't know who's really leading the charge in this game. I want to say Reynor's doing fantastic because his macro and income's been better, but at the same time, Gumiho's just expanded. He's got the extra CCs. He's got planetaries and orbitals, you name it, but oh, those Liberators not quite covering each other perfectly. The Vipers coming in looking for those abducts. Hydra's just pushing through this. A little bit expensive here down to the south side here for Gumiho, but nowhere close to losing on supply. 5 Cyclones and 3 Liberators replacing these ones that have just gone down. New Liberators arrive at the front line. Reynor losing his Hydra count very quickly, but so is Gumiho with the Liberators. This is going pretty neck and neck. Of course, Reynor now in the retreat. It's a little bit rough to see. 18 Hydras in production. Ooh, that's a nice, juicy amount of production. I mean, Reynor's still sitting here on 5,000 minerals, on nearly 3,000 gas. He's got a little bit of an issue with larvae at the moment, but that's about it. Otherwise, all in all, this is looking pretty good for Gumiho. Also, guys, I got to do like the worst thing I've ever done in what you call it here, a YouTube video. I couldn't think for a moment. I got to actually pause for a sec. I've just gotten a phone call, and like I said, this is the sweet one-take Rifkin, so uno memento, guys. Hey guys, sorry about that. So those who haven't been keeping up to date with recent events. Oh shoot, one sec. Okay, sorry about that, guys. Adding some buffer here. We'll call it spoiler-free viewing. I don't know. I've had some issues lately with my internet, which is why I've been so proactive with YouTube. And that was a pretty important ISP-related call, trying to figure out when my internet will be working again. So, apologies for that. But oh my god, the mules! I didn't realize how many mules were dropped over here. It doesn't matter because of the full surround. Just look at the planetary fortress. Pick up ducks on the army. Gumiho losing so much here to the south side, but here comes those liberators, and liberators are proven to be a real problem for Reynor. He can't even get through to target down said liberators. His Hydra count's being obliterated. A couple of SCVs go down. I say a couple. It's more like 21. Raider's got a base in the top left. Gumiho's losing out, but Raider's still got that bank, and he's got a lot of money to work with in this game. Gumiho. Oh, he sees this with the SCV too. He's trying to take a base here in the bottom. Oh no, he's just blocking it. Ooh, that's kind of clever. Block it with the barracks. But this game for Gumiho has fallen apart with that base going down. That was a lot of mules. That was a lot of energy. I mean, that was so much investment in that base. Combined with the army that dies with it, he's going to go for the push now too. Getting out of the creep. He's catching Reynor right before, like just before he's fully recovered. But all that production kicked in, and this is starting to look like Reynor should be able to push this back. Give it a couple of abducts. Give it a couple of these Hydra shots. Yeah, Cyclones get grabbed in. He's got a full surround. He comes in to collapse on the army. Gumiho's starting to lose out. This is... Oh, no. This is not a fight Gumiho can actually take. He's got nothing to cover his Liberators. And when they take out a couple of Hydras, that's going to be the GG. Okay, well, I actually had thought this was going to be a much longer game, to be honest. But this is what happens when you try and take at it blind and spoiler-free. So this was not the cleanest game we've ever seen out of Gumiho, but a pretty good showing for Reynor. So thank you guys for watching. Hopefully next time I do one of these, I won't have an awkward call in the middle. Well, I guess towards the end, really. Oh, that timing, actually, I just realized was so bad. I'm so sorry, everybody. But thank you for watching. Make sure you subscribe to the channel if you're not already. Blah, 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 blah. And I'll get you guys that show match. I want to see in about a week's time, but we'll see if we can make it happen sooner. So thanks again, everybody, and bye-bye.